Hey guys, it's Heather. Welcome back. Today's video, we're going to be testing out some new NYX products, and then I'm also testing out a bunch of products that have been on my list to try from the brand. So here we go. Starting off with the new fat oil. This is the Lip Drip. This is their new lip oil that just launched, I believe, not too long ago. I got the shade Follow Back. It's like a gold, like ambery color. I also wanted to get, they had like a pinker, like more bubblegum color. But I'm gonna just try this now. I always like to put a lip oil on prior to starting my makeup just to kind of prep my lips and hydrate them. It does feel really nice. It's not giving like a ton of color. I would say like the formula and the consistency is more of a gloss than a lip oil. It feels nice, but if comparing it to like the Milani lip oil, this is one of the ones that I really love. This is more of like, I feel like a true like oil or like a little bit more juicy, or I don't want to use the word like wet, but I think you get what I'm saying. I do love the big doe foot applicator though. Very similar applicator to the Milani one. So it is nice. I would love to try out some of the other colors. So I'm going to keep this on and see how it does as far as hydrating my lips prior to putting on like my lip liner and the lip combo I'm going to use. I've been wanting to try this primer. This is the Honey Do Me Up. It's allegedly a dupe for another type of like a glowy primer. It's been on my list to try. I did try it out because I wanted to make sure it wasn't gonna break me out. So it has like these little flecks in it, just a cute little paddle brush. And I'm just gonna put some of this on, especially in the winter. I'll do anything to get a nice glow. So we'll see how this performs. I'm not sure if it has like too much of a grip, but the scent isn't bad. I do love the NYX Angel Veil primer, and I also love this marshmallow one as well. So it definitely feels like a little tacky and a little sticky, but we'll see how it dries. It already feels like it's drying quite a bit. Another newer product is the Blur. This is supposed to be like a tint foundation. I don't know if this is gonna perform more of like a tinted moisturizer. It was pretty much all sold out. There were only like 2 shades left. And then the same with the Born to Glow foundation. I've been really wanting to try this. So they only had the shade Vanilla in the Blur, and then this is the shade Natural. This looks like it's maybe a little bit dark for me right now, and then this looks like it's a little bit light. So I was gonna do one on like one side and one on the other just to see the difference. So this is looking like it's gonna be way too light. Let's try the Born to Glow. All right, that's too dark. So you know what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna mix them together. Let's just see how they perform together. So I'm just gonna do a little bit, or maybe more of a lot of bit of each. It would be nice if I could get a little bit of that blurring effect and also keep a really nice glow. So hopefully this blends in a little bit better. So I would have liked to try them on their own, but I think the color match was just way off. So I'm gonna look up close here. It looks really nice. I definitely prefer a little bit more coverage, so I think that the Born to Glow is a better option as far as coverage. I don't think that the Blur would provide enough coverage for me, but it was nice to just try them out and mix them together. If I get the right shade, I think this would be really nice with just like a little bit of concealer over it if you want like a light day. But I think the two of them together do look really nice, like if you wanted to mix them together. For concealer, I tried this a while back. I haven't used it a lot lately, but it was really, really good. It is the Bare With Me Concealer Serum, and I have the shades here, Vanilla and Light. So I'm not sure. It's like they both look like the same color. So I'm gonna go in with the vanilla shade. Let's just see here. And I'm thinking that it might be a little bit too dark for concealer, so let's try the light. I'm actually gonna mix these. I do like more of like a brighter yellow undertone for my concealer. The only thing I don't love about this is that it's like a pump. So I'm just gonna tap some of that on. But I remember using this and it was super hydrating, and I don't remember it creasing or anything like that under my under eyes, which is a plus. So let's see how this blends over top. I like that it's a serum type of a concealer, especially for fine lines. It's more hydrating. I'm gonna give it a minute and I'm gonna set it down with my favorite powder for like the past 5 or 6 years now. This is the NYX HD Finishing Powder, and I go for the shade Banana. And I just noticed, I don't know how I didn't see this before, that they make a little mini. So they make it of the banana and then also like the white one, I think it's just translucent. So it's like perfect for traveling or to just keep in your bag for touch-ups. It's so cute. It was only like $3 and it's such a good powder. So just setting this down, and I'm gonna set down the rest of my face just because we're gonna be using powder bronzer and powder blush today. I think it just goes on better once I have the powder down. So I have a bronzer and a blush that I'm really excited about to try. I've heard so many great things about this Sweet Cheeks blush in the shade Bang Bang. And then I got the NYX bronzer. This is the matte bronzer. I got it in the shade medium. It does look like online, it looked like it would be a good match, but it does look a little bit dark for my winter skin color. But I'll just go in like very light-handed. So you get 9.5 grams of product. Okay, so I'm just going with a very light hand. It almost reminds me, like shade-wise, like it would be really comparable to the Hoola bronzer. It has like that reddish brown undertone. I really like it actually. Like I really, really like it. I'm thinking maybe this shade match is a good shade match. Again, this is the shade medium. I don't want to go too heavy-handed on the bronzer. So let's go in with the NYX Sweet Cheeks blush. Again, this is the shade Bang Bang. It's such a pretty deep berry shade. And this looks very dark too. So I just want to go in with a light hand. Like you could easily put too much on. It is really pretty. So I think that all the products are applying really nice over top. Like in person, I know on the camera sometimes it looks wonky. I feel like I have to put so much more makeup on when I'm filming because sometimes it just doesn't like translate right through the lens of the camera. So for brows, I have, this is the Micro Brow Pencil. I have the shade Ash Brown. I really like this, but I remember it wasn't a great color match for me. One that is newer that I haven't tried is the Brow Glue. This is the Instant Brow Styler, and I got the shade Dark Brown, which I'm hoping works and it's not too dark. I wanted to get one with a tint in it rather than just getting the clear. So this is how it looks. It's a pretty small pack size. And then it's, ooh, it's very goopy. And then it has a tiny little bristle. So I'm gonna do a little bit of brow pencil and then we'll go in over it with the brow gel. It's like the one thing with brow pencils, I don't know if it's just me, but if you have like a similar hair color to me, I feel like all of the browns are very like warm toned. So I find it hard to find a good shade match. All right, let's try this brow glue. This is a little bit nerve-wracking. Ooh, okay. So I kind of like it. Let's see. This is the right color. It's a little bit too chocolatey brown. And again, I went with the dark brown. The next shade after the dark brown is the black, and that would look, I think, way too harsh. So I'm not huge on like the feathered brow look. I just don't feel like it looks great on me. So far that's really nice. I feel like it definitely holds it in place. It gives it a little bit of tint. Let's just hope that it doesn't dry like, you know, with like white flakes everywhere. I'm just brushing them up and then I'm gonna kind of sweep it down. I really like that. I think that's a really, really nice product. I will definitely reuse that. Like this might take the place of my other one that I love. Moving on, I haven't tried out like any NYX eyeshadows that I can recall. I got this palette. I love the colors. They had a bunch of different colorways or color stories to choose from on the website and in store. So I loved this. It had some warm colors. It has a lot of fun. And I was really drawn to this shade right here. And I have my NYX Glitter Primer Glue. This stuff is amazing. If you haven't tried this, it's so affordable and it's literally the best. It just makes your shadows stay down on your lid and everything just looks better. It helps with like the fallout that you would get. I can't recommend that enough. So I am gonna go in quickly and dust this shade all over the lid and everywhere, like almost all the way up to my brow bone, just as like a base. Going in here now with this shade, a little bit of kickback, nothing like more than any other palette. A we'll just see how much pigment they have. So I'm gonna stamp this into the crease, like all over the transition, and just blow it out here. It's a very neutral color. And so far, everything is blending really, really seamlessly, and I'm really impressed with it. I think this palette was like, I wanna say it was 15, but it could have been 19. I'll put all the prices and link everything down below on the screen. I'm gonna go in a little tighter now with this beautiful pink color. It's almost like exactly the same color as my shirt. So there is a little bit of kickback as I'm pushing down into the pan, and I'm gonna keep it really nice and tight in here. Yeah, so that is very pigmented, really pretty. It's blending so nice. It's way more pigmented than I would have thought. Just going back in with the first brush here and just try to blend that out a little bit. So I'm gonna go in with this shade right here, and I'm going to highlight the brow bone. And then I did grab their highlighting palette, which has been sold out, I feel like, everywhere. I got it from Amazon. It's this one, it's the Born to Glow palette. So I'm excited to try that out. I have not tried that yet. So I will do that here in a minute. I totally forgot to put on highlighter. All right, taking this NYX glitter glue now. Just gonna get my lids pretty tacky. I didn't put a ton of product down on my lids, and we're just gonna hope that this shade plays nice and I didn't just ruin the whole entire look. So I'm gonna go in with my finger because I feel like every time I try to go in with a brush, it doesn't work. So we're gonna go in right there. It's almost like a mermaid shade. Super, super pretty. I think that looks really nice. And look how much from the glue. Like, look how much is staying on my finger. I'm not noticing any fallout with this at all. So let's do the same thing on the other side. It would help if I got the glue on my eyelid and not all over my eyelash. So the glitter glue, I will say that it definitely 100% helped with the fallout, because I put a little bit where I didn't use the glue and it's definitely trickling. So we're gonna go in here and try to just sweep some of that away. So you can see like there's a little bit more glitter. So you need to use that glitter glue for sure, but I love the way that looks. I think that looks super pretty. I'm gonna take a pencil brush and we're gonna go in with that really pretty pink shade, and I'm gonna sweep that under, and then I'm gonna smoke it out with that first shade that we used. The Born to Glow palette. I have been excited to try this. So it's a more affordable option for some of the high-end glow palettes. It has really pretty shades. So I think I'm gonna mix probably these two, hoping it's not too light. This would be a really pretty like inner corner highlight. And then they also have some deeper tones. Wow. Okay. So it's pretty intense. And just touching it, like it's very pretty. So let's just swatch a couple of these so you can see. It's almost like when you first swipe it, it could be chalky, but then when you press it in, it goes on very, very nice. So I am actually taking this darker shade. I find that that shade is better matched for my skin tone. Like that is really glowy. Okay, I'm gonna take this and give my brow bone a little bit extra pop. Okay, so that is a lot more pigmented than I thought it was gonna be. Like you only need a little bit. I'm gonna put a little bit more blush because I feel like the highlight got a little too intense. And I don't know if I'm loving how intense the highlight is. Maybe that helps it kind of tone down a little bit. Let's move on. So for mascara, I have the NYX Worth the Hype. I tried this in a video that I did when it was all the rage, when it first came out years ago. I'll put the video up above if you want to check it out, a review that I did. It was all the rage. It was super, super hyped up. I remember liking it. I just haven't used it in a while. So it's got a fluffy brush and it is a volumizing and lengthening mascara. Like when it first came out, I remember people talking about it like it was gonna be as good as the Lash Paradise, if you remember that. So let's try it out because it's been a little bit of time. It almost reminds me of the original L'Oreal Voluminous. But there's been so many good drugstore launches and it's hard to compete when you like what you like. But for me, I love to layer mascara. So if something doesn't layer well, I tend to avoid it. But this is very flexible. I'm not noticing any flaking. I think it is really good. Definitely try it out. What works for one person is not necessarily gonna work for everyone. That's just the way it goes. Makeup is super subjective. Some things work great for some people and some things just don't. I thought that I grabbed one of their eyeliners. I thought that I had one. I guess that I don't. So let's move on to lips. This is my favorite. I just did a video about all of my favorite drugstore lip products. This is the NYX lip pencil and it's in the shade Peekaboo Neutral. Very creamy, just like the perfect color, very similar to Charlotte Tilbury Pillow Talk. And I feel like the lip oil has done its job. My lips don't feel like cracked or gross. I feel like the product will slide on. It's definitely, I think, thicker than your typical lip oil. It has a thicker consistency, more of that of a gloss. And when I picked the shade for lip products, I did not think this through. Like the eyeshadow look and the lip color I wanted to try. So I have the NYX. These are the Shine Loud, what are they called? The NYX Shine Loud with the liquid lip on the one side and then the shine on the other. So I've tried this, I think, before and I've talked about it. I didn't love it. This is the shade Cash Flow. Looks very pretty. It's almost like it would go perfectly. I just felt like the lighter formulas on this, it shows like all cracking for me. But then when I tried Boundary Pusher, this is obviously a much deeper color. I really liked it. So I'm not sure if it's just because it was like darker and it covered more, if that makes sense. So I'm gonna swatch them both so you can see the colors. And I love the applicator, it's really nice. So we have Cash Flow, which is obviously the brighter one. And then we have Boundary Pusher, which is the darker one. I'm like wanting to maybe mix them, like do one on top and one on the bottom and hope for the best. Let me mix them together on my hand and see what kind of color it comes out with. If that would be like more wearable, I think, ooh, that would be really pretty. That's what I'm gonna do. I'm gonna mix them and try to get like a really nice shade. So let's go with the darker one on top and then we're gonna quickly kind of mix them together. So you can see, it's like there's not a lot of coverage. I'm gonna add a little more pink. Hopefully I didn't completely ruin the look. I don't know if you can see on camera, but the lighter pink, it doesn't cover. See, it like shows all the lines. I love the color, I just don't like the way it doesn't cover. I kind of want to take this off and just put this on, but I feel like it's gonna be so dark. I might just do it though. Let's see. So if you have any like dry lip or any cracked skin or anything like that, it's gonna show everything with that light color. I'm gonna go in now with the darker one and hope for the best here. So the darker one provides way more coverage and it camouflages a lot more. It's definitely like very sticky. I'm gonna give it a minute to dry down a little bit more. So I'm gonna go in with the clear gloss. So there's a difference you can see between the top and the bottom. It's very shiny, very, very shiny. And we'll see if it bleeds. The color's definitely darker than I was shooting for with the lip and the eye, but that's okay. I'm gonna go in now that my lashes are dry. I'm gonna give them a really good curl. Like, look at how much that just amps everything up when you go in after. So we have all the product on the face. Let's do a quick roundup of all of the products again. The primer base, I do really like it. I think it's nice. Do I think that you would need to use it if you're using like a glowier foundation? Probably not, but it's nice to try out. I think that it's really good. I enjoy it. The blur, I feel like the coverage is not there. The color match obviously was not there at all. So it's hard for me to give it like a fair criticism. These two together, I'm really loving. I think that it looks really nice. The shade was just a little bit dark for me. I could definitely see the coverage on the Born to Glow and the glowiness. And I think using the powder kind of like counteracted some of that. So I wasn't looking like too greasy, but still like a nice healthy glow coming through. The serum is really nice. It's more, I feel like a foundation serum to me than a concealer. Of course, love, love, love this powder. I can't say enough about it. I've been using this nonstop for a long time. This bronzer, really impressed, love it. I think it's super soft. Again, it's very similar to the Hoola bronzer. The shades are similar. Why not just add a little bit more? I think that it blends really nice. The blush, I love. It's only a few dollars, definitely worth trying out. I think that this highlighter palette is really, really nice, especially if you're a makeup artist or something and you have a wide range of skin tones, or even for the summer, all these deeper colors will be really nice. And then you have the lighter colors to choose from. You could even use it as an eyeshadow. I think it's really, really nice. I think the eyeshadow palette is really, really good. I especially love this one. This color is the shade Ultimate Utopia. I don't think that I had mentioned that, but again, I will link everything down below. I think that the powders blended really nice, nothing patchy, good pigment. I think that the shimmer shades are nice. You just got to use the glitter glue to get the most payoff and so that you eliminate all of that fallout. The new brow product, love it. I'm going to be using it all the time. It's keeping the brows in place, provides the hold, and it provides the tint, which is like a win-win for me. I'm not 100% on how I feel about this. I do love the color. I love the way it looks right now, but it's not my favorite because I just don't like the way it feels, but it does look like amazing. So if you're looking for a color like this, it is amazing. But for me, like texture and feeling, I have a hard time dealing with like a really dry lip. But I will see how it like lasts through the day and see if it bleeds or anything like that. But I mean, it's gorgeous. The color is really pretty. Covers the lip. It has a really nice shine to it. And then I feel like I'm forgetting something. Right, the lip oil. Really nice. I think, check it out. Do I like it better than Milani's lip oil? I don't think so. I don't want to not give it a fair shot because I haven't tried the other colors. But look at how similar the applicators are. So the Milani is here. Now as far as product, let's see how much. And you get 4.8, so you actually get a little bit more in this, and then this is the color Follow Back. I'm not sure if I mentioned it. This is just like a little bit more, it's a thinner formula, but it's more like glossy and like lip oily, if that makes sense. And this just feels more of like a gloss. But again, I really need to try a couple other colors to make a fair judgment there. So that's it for this video. I will link another one that you might want to check out, and I will see you guys next week. Bye guys.